and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhottradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya! Hi, and welcome to Philly Hott Radio. My name is Showtime the Hype Man. I got a radio show, and it's a pleasure for me to introduce myself around the world on the YouTube channel Instagram. I want to thank those who tuned in on Instagram today, this morning. We have a special show today, and I hope that my listeners and those who are watching me around the world will give me an opportunity to present myself, and the reason why that I have a morning show on Philly Hott Radio. So before we get started, it's important that before I start the show that my name is Showtime the Hype Man from Philly Hott Radio, one of the hottest new radio morning show that's going global around the world. But understand what it takes. It takes hard work and committed to my audience, to my fans, and for those who are going to be watching me live on Instagram this morning. Before we get started, that it's a lot of things are going on. We're going to talk about the entertainment world. We're going to talk about politics, what's going on in the White House. We're going to talk about the journey of being successful. We're going to talk about failure. We're going to talk about why the music is so different now, and we are hearing the same thing on the radio. And as we notice that since the movies has shut down, we haven't even been to movies, and those who depend on to do movies and make as a job has shut down. Those who are in the entertainment world that depend on concerts and shows for them to take care of their family. We are watching so many people have lost wages and lost financially because what was going on before the COVID-19. But the COVID-19 also can be a blessing for those who want to be recreate their self in another way. And that's what Showtime the Hype Man doing. I have found to do something different where most people are afraid to take chances. No one knows how hard it is to build a radio show, because I have found out that the community where we come from, for those who are watching me around the world, I'm from Philadelphia, PA, but I understand how Philadelphia works. For those who are watching me, not to throw Philadelphia under the bus. I want to make that clear to my audience. But I have watched that they're not used to a man or a woman that maybe become creative in doing something different, and they never realized that anybody that made it started off at scratch. Started out in an apartment, started out in a garage, maybe started out in a little square foot box. And because we're not used to seeing someone to create some, and also never worry about your age. Where most people go with their old slogan when they start hitting the 50s or the 60s or the 40 years old, and they think that it's over. It's never too late, ladies and gentlemen. I got a radio show. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hott Radio. We are broadcasting live. Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhottradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya! Good morning. So, back to my audience. For those who like to call in, we do have a phone line that you can call up on, 484-477-6348. You are going to be in a great treat. We're going to talk about spiritual stuff. We're going to talk about things that encourage you for those who want to be successful and those who want to do something different. Also, we're going to talk about failure, where most people are afraid to talk about failure. Failure is very important for those who maybe have never been through nothing, and failure help you get to the promised land. It helps you to get somewhere. And I have watched the 10, they have something on Google where you can go on YouTube and the 10 rules of success. And I've been blessed to listen to so many celebrities and stars that talks about failure. Every one of them have talked about failure. And it was important for me, if I want to do a radio show live every day from Monday to Friday from 10 to 12, I have to understand that this is a laboratory for me. For those who are watching me broadcast around the world, Philly Hott Radio is a place where I come at every day and to be the best that I can be. And that every day I come to the studio and come to this radio station alone. But I know that one day that my station's going to be many people around me, because I understand that this is something that I want to do. This is my radio show, Philly Hott Radio. Showtime the Hype Man got a morning show. But it's up to me to make this show successful. But I realize it's the people and the ordinary people that make celebrities and stars and make people get a star name. So I'm going to work even harder because I have my own show. And it's hard when you only seeing yourself here when you come to the radio stations, nobody around you but me. But I realize that I'm committed to build this radio station. But also I need the people that's on right now to give me an opportunity while I'm going on this journey. I'm going to give you the best show every day from Monday to Friday. We're going to have different guests come on in a period of time, but this is new for my audience. This is new for my fan base. This is not new for Philadelphia where I come at. Philadelphia is a city where they want to watch you first or criticize you first, or in those who in another city maybe go through the same stuff when you are introducing people to something different. But I understand that hard work always pays off. Understand that the bumpy road is a part of my dreaming to be a part of one of the biggest, largest radio stations in this country. But the only way I do that, I have to show up every day and practice. I'm at the radio station right now, going live on Instagram, practicing how to be a radio host. It's hard when I come from a culture, they're not used to seeing a man or a woman create their own business or create their own gift that God gave them. I come from where many people will not believe in you, they still don't believe in your radio show because they're watching other podcast shows where they think, well, he doing the same thing everybody else doing. That might be true. But it's only very best that I'm going to make it because I have the heart and I got a gift from God. See, the gift is the voice. And my voice will penetrate in your spirit, in your heart. My voice will allow me to say some things that you can relate to because half of my audience are going through stuff and half of y'all have never identified the gift that God gave you. And half of us are afraid to talk about the truth, talk about our journey, talk about your rejection, or talk about the negative attitude that people maybe have towards you and you don't wonder why they don't like. Steve Harvey always talked about, not to piggyback on Steve Harvey's show, but Steve Harvey talked about how people always find a way for fault. And then Tyler Perry always said, why do poor people always got something to say about somebody else? My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hott Radio. I got a radio show Monday to Friday. This is my Hi and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man morning show Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhottradio.com
and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.
I got a radio show every Monday to Friday, and we are broadcast live around the world on the YouTube channel. We are broadcasting live on Instagram. I want to thank those who have Instagrams about to tune in to watch me. We're going to talk about where Joe Biden and Harris has been doing since they went in office. Yesterday, Joe Biden had a press conference where he has saw where this society in criminal form, where people was buying prison, investing in prisons in this country. But what they was doing, that men's and males and females, the crime that they did maybe was 5 years, but what they did, they slapped 10 years because the prison system makes money when a person that's inside in their town or in the countryside of some certain area. So what happened was Joe Biden have not signed agreement and not sent money to some of these prisons that was run by people was only using brown people and colored people for revenue to keep their investment go big. I want to give salute to Joe Biden signing the bill that he's not going to sign any contract for some of these prison systems for years was getting paid off of brown people, where brown people was getting incarcerated and the court system was giving them more time, and it was like you pay me, I'll pay you. And they were sending men and women to different prisons where these prisons was built on of a human body and taking advantage of people and giving them long-term sentence. My name is Showtime the Hype Man. We want those who like to call up to talk about the prison system form, where years and years they was building prisons in other states where they needed more prisons to go, even though some people in jail because of their situation, but the crime that they did not need the maximum of brown people and black people and people in color have did more time when it comes to these systems in these jails where corruption has played a major role in big business was prison. For those who like to call in to talk about that, my phone number is 484-477-6348. Again, my phone number is 484-477-6348. We're talking about many brothers and sisters, all brown people, that are in prison system right now because of the business when it comes to prison system and giving them long length of sentence time. Joe Biden, you did a great job yesterday bringing races up in this country where a lot of people don't want to talk about races, where some of the organizations that have deal with civil rights and deal with discrimination on jobs, and so many brothers and sisters for the last 40 years has suffered, even dealing with housing and dealing with getting grant money and loans and banks. We have seen this country did another turn quietly, but because we was too busy not paying attention. So my name is Showtime the Hype Man. For those who are watching me and those who are listening to me on the YouTube channel, I'd like to hear your input. What do you think the job that Joe Biden is doing for the first 5 days of signing a bill dealing with racism and bringing everybody together in the community so we can learn how to work together in America? For those who are listening, I'd like to hear your comment. The phone number is 484-477-6348. The phone number is 484-477-6348. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. We're talking about where men and women has been in prison for a long length of time because of races dealing with prison system, and people are buying, investing money in prison systems.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.
I got a radio show, and my name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. We are working hard to build, but also that this show is for ordinary people. This show is for the little people that maybe have somewhere to call, somewhere to talk about issues, or we're going to have some fun every day. The show's going to get better. It only going to get better because I'm grinding hard every day to make sure that I give my fans something to look forward to Monday to Friday on Philly Hot Radio. Yes, there's a lot of different radio shows. We know that it's many, many podcasts out there. But what I want to talk about today also, so we did talk about Joe Biden, where he is dealing with racists across this country to bring the gap, to know that everyone deserves a chance in this country. We are going into the 21st century. We're seeing how they talking about make America great again and doing all this stuff. And we have seen Black Lives Matter when Floyd was nailed down by an officer and he pleaded for his mother to help him. That was the beginning of riots and walking in every city across this country where George Floyd God has used him. Philly Hot Radio morning show, Showtime the Hype Man. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hey.
Hey, how you doing? This caller, who's this, Miss Hope?
Yes, it is.
Hey, y'all, this is Miss Hope. This is my friend, outstanding promoter over in Jersey. She have done a lot of stuff dealing with groups, and I want to ask Miss Hope some questions, if she don't mind, dealing with groups in her area where a lot of groups with stars, they come out of Jersey and Philadelphia. Miss Hope, we're on YouTube channel around the world, and I want to thank you for calling up on the radio show. What is
I try to hear you as best as I can, when the echo with my hearing aids.
It's okay, Miss Hope. We're gonna work that. You can hear what you want to hear, like they said. Well, let me ask you a question. Do you hear me now?
Yeah, it's just a little echoey, but it'll be okay.
Well, let me ask you a question. What do you see in your area when groups that you came up and the groups that are singing now, what happened to the music and some of the artists that was in the city of Philadelphia and Jersey, and even with some of the groups that you came up? What is the difference that you don't see what you used to see when it comes to music and groups?
Well, it's a whole different era now with the kids. They don't appreciate the music for what it was back in the day. I mean, you can't even, they remade a few of the songs, but as far as it's a whole different genre of music that they're missing out on what we had back when I used to do the doo-wop festivals in Wildwood. We had all the old a cappella groups, the Dubs, Earl Lewis, and Pookie Hudson, all them groups back in the early '90s, I'd say. But today it's different. These kids I don't really think they know the music itself. I mean, music is supposed to have feelings, and it to the heart. That's what the difference is today.
Well, let me ask you a question. I'm glad you said that. Do you believe that when groups did not invest money into recycle the music to make sure that we keep the type of music of singing, you think that the children are missing the blessings of being a recording artist and being a live singer, doing live shows and harmonizing with groups? Why that the industry change and allow the hip hop or R&B music go away and some of the magic of music has opened doors. And I'm seeing that the industry is struggling and people are still around that lived in the 50s and some still live around in the 40s that still love music. Why did they bandit all the groups and bought rap and banded all the stuff when these groups set the tone to open up music for radio station and how the radio station turned their back on some of the groups. So what happened, Miss Hope? When did you started seeing a change in the music and the radios?
I'd say at least 10 years ago, what happens is a lot of the artists that were original are not original anymore. So
Come on.
all these other people are trying to come in and take over that part. You know, one of the most best songs that was out there was by the Intruders, Always Love My Mama. And Tony Strong, who was one of the original Philly Intruders, he had a voice um,
Little Sonny.
like Little Sonny.
Mm-hmm.
And now he has passed. He's been gone now. And so there's other people trying to come in and redo that sound. They're okay, but some people just can't do it, and they need to realize that. You're trying to make a sound out of something that isn't there anymore.
Wow. Wow, I had a guy that's doing the lead singer for the Intruders on my show last Monday. And they came on my show, and I'm looking at the artists today. They don't respect new stuff. And then once I have noticed that all of them, these groups think they all stars and they too cute or celebrity to come on talk shows or people that started new radio shows. Philadelphia, and Miss Hope, you know me, but Philadelphia is in a bad crisis because we have never learned how to rebuild and recycle the music again. And we got all these groups, they say they the groups, the Stylistics, you got the Blue Notes, you got the Philly Intruders, you got the Delphonics split up. You have all these groups that was in the 70s. Now everybody pretend they the groups. And then when you ask them as a promoter, they want to charge you all this high price money like they the original groups. And they got to realize that tickets in the ticket sales and the market of your records at that time, it's not no comparing what they was getting back in the day. Now they want to charge you 10 and 15,000 for 6 songs or maybe a whole set. What is going on, Miss Hope?
And they're pricing themselves out of the market. I know myself, if I was still in the business, I've been out for a while, and I know I wouldn't be able to afford that. Like some of it's just they're pricing themselves out of the market. I mean, I don't know if they're getting it because of what's happening with the COVID, and nobody's working now, so to get things back rolling, I don't know what it's going to take, but I know probably they're going to have to come down with the pricing until they can get themselves back together again. But so many originals have passed away years ago in early 90s when I was on tour with the original Blue Notes. I took them to one of the college professors. So they were doing a music venue for the week in all the schools. So I would pick up the Blue Notes in the morning, and we would drive to the schools, and that was Poppy and Lloyd and the original are gone now, but it's different. I mean, they're incredible. The Blue Notes now, their performance is incredible, managed by Greg, and I mean they're great. The guys that are doing the thing, and Arthur, who does the leads, he's like unbelievable. I mean, his voice is just like the original artist, and I don't know how to answer that because this COVID thing shut us all down, and it's just I don't know what's going to happen when it all opens back up again. I mean, my biggest artist that I deal with he's out in he's a guy incredibly sings in 4 languages, and he should have a contract. I mean, he's in his early 30s, and it's not like it used to be. Instead of
So what is the difference? Because I have saw him perform before, and I truly believe that he's a gifted young man and a great artist. And I have seen him perform before over your house, and I have seen all the work that you have done, and I have seen that you have helped so many groups out over the years, and you have helped young artists too also, but they want to take advantage, and they always trying to go after your money. Once you try to promote them, help them out, then they don't want to pay nobody back. Then their parents want to thank you, but never receive. So where do we go from here that we're having a hard time dealing with all these new artists, and we're seeing all these new groups, and none of these people are making any money? All the concert, I don't believe it's going to be another concert, probably the 2022 maybe, or in the summertime, because the COVID-19 is still rising and the numbers are rising, and because of large crowds again, I don't know, maybe in 2022 we might be seeing big concerts again in football games. What do you think, Miss Hope?
um, I'm not quite sure what's going to come from all that, but I know myself. The manager of Mark Antonelli, I know they book him at resorts, and they're not booking him. They're not having any entertainment till next year, and I don't know how this is all going to open back up, but it'll never be the same. Um, I don't
Wow.
know what's going on. I don't know if it's God wants to sit us all down and tell him to knock all this crap off and be a little more humble. And I know, like you, how hard you work and do what you do, and people are people just don't recognize the background that you have, and all the years you've been helping groups too, and having your shows. And for some reason, I don't know if it's jealousy or what it is, but
Well, I don't know what it is neither, because they don't realize that one person said that she gave me my first show. I don't want to mention her name, and talked about to somebody else. Then I'm seeing a lot of side conversation with some of these other promoters or artists where we have never learned how to unify. We have never learned how to rally behind each other when it comes to entertainment, when it comes to music, and we are losing big value of entertainment, and people like me that's trying. I have a radio show where I can do live shows on my radio, while in the meanwhile, while the COVID-19, I can give artists a platform where mostly radio station can't have live shows. So because of who I am, Miss Hope, and it might be jealousy, it just might be jealousy, what I'm dealing with. And it's okay, but I show up every day, Miss Hope. You know I'm doing a show now Monday to Friday, and also Saturday show with Dr. Rock on Philly Hot Radio, Whistle While You Work. I'm doing my own show, and I don't have as many guesses now, but what I'm doing, I'm learning. And you have known me, Miss Hope, what type of friend I am to you and your family, Lou, Susan, and all of your family. Miss Hope has allowed me and my wife to be a part of her family, and we are so grateful for you. I'm grateful for the time you allowed me, some of the shows that you was doing down in Atlantic City. So you're telling me during the summer that no show's gonna go on down the shore this year, neither in Wildwood?
there is some scheduled for outside, but I'm not sure. They do have some small acts just coming back to perform, but not much, because they can't afford it. And people can't. All the people that I'm friends with that are in the business, I don't see them much advertising. They're going to be here or going to be there. I don't know what this summer's going to bring. I know they have a big scheduled performance in Wildwood on the beach with the country artists, but I still haven't heard too much about that, so I'm not quite sure. And like I said, Mark usually comes back from California and performs here, but there's no work in. I don't see too much work in Atlantic City. I don't see anybody going to AC to work. So I don't know at this point if this summer's going to be a washout also.
Well, I've been watching a lot of weddings where a lot of weddings were having 200 and 300 guests. And where we go to weddings when they having live music and live bands in some of these places in Buck counties and Montgomery counties. And I guess it all depends who's the council person, who's the mayor, or how much money you got. I'm seeing events with 200, 300 people in Pennsylvania where they party with no masks on. And it amazed me now, people want to do concerts, and I believe that 250 people, if you rent a place out, and the promoters got to know, this like the sports, they're not making no money, but if we can keep some of these groups singing and maybe not charge so much money and not look for the promoter to pay them, we maybe can open up a place that holds about 5,000, but only 250 allowed in it. You can start having them performing again and keep practicing, because ages is on a lot of people's side, like the Blue Notes, the Stylistics, the Delphonics, all the other groups in Philadelphia. Ages and years are creeping up. Every year is no show. Somebody can get sick on the show. So I have a platform, Miss Hope. I want to thank you for tuning in. You definitely, you gave some wisdom, some knowledge about entertainment in the city of Philadelphia. I hope and pray that somebody give you a budget in Wildwood, New Jersey, and allow you to bring some shows and some entertainment, and we can still use the Blue Notes or some of these other groups that you feel comfortable with, but they gotta bring their prices down, because nobody is making no money, and they want to keep their high rate of prices. Not that they perform is not great. They are worthy of everything they get. Because the economy is not as big, we have to work together as promoters and some of the groups that want to come back when we get this stuff back rolling again. I want to thank you, Miss Hope, for calling up. It was a great interview. God bless you. I'll be over and get some of them famous Easter cookies or Valentine cake you're going to make for the family. And tell Susan, everybody say hi and look.
Okay.
We love you, Miss Hope.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See you, Mr. Keller. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So that was Miss Hope, a good friend of mine that's in the industry, was doing.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.
So we are broadcast live on Philly Hott Radio YouTube channel. But we're on Instagram live right now. And what happened was, it was a phone call that came in. And because I'm still learning how to work the phone, the computer, the laptop, the music, but I got a radio show, and I am so grateful for all the people that maybe want to come on and help me out on this radio show. I want to thank Miss Hope for calling up, because she's been in this business a long time, and she sweat and tears. She had invested a lot of money in some of the groups. And I remember when she rebuilt the Intruders again with Tony Strong when he was living, and they did an outstanding job when they were also getting gigs all on the West Coast. I want to thank Leroy also being a manager with them and a road manager with the Intruders with Tony and them at the time. But also we're going to talk about, where did the love music, or do the music of the day touch your heart? Or do we have a song that maybe is a song that touch your heart? We have a song here by Corey Women that I play, and we're going to play this song here for those who are listening to us. We want to know, what do you think about the music today? I know that time is rolling. Hip hop is definitely have done a good value for our youth, but Also, that R&B music and hip hop and other soul music has played a major role, and I like all different types of music too. And also, we're gonna talk about jazz and where did jazz go at, and we're gonna talk about, for those who are listening, I like to have your input. You can call me at 484-477-6348. We are broadcasting live on Philly Hot Radio. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Call us. Call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.
So I have a morning show, and I'm really working hard to build my own show Monday to Friday. My name is Showtime the Hype Man. You just heard I have a resume, and I have did over 35 shows with new entertainment, with original entertainment, with groups that maybe wanted to duplicate the other groups. I have been around a lot of celebrities in the last 5 or 7, 8 years. I want to get a shout out to Platinum Entertainment and the Dell Music Center have allowed me to engage with some of the best of Afro-American acts and some of my white acts that Miss Hope was talking about. And I have been blessed to be around the entertainment part. But where are we going at in the 21st century when it comes to music? What type of music that the industry is trying to put on us, or are we accepting the new type of music? And that's very important that we all listen to what's on the radio, and we do listen to Stevie Wonder, Bloodstones, the Barcades. We listen to New Edition, Johnny Gill, Fantasia. We listen to Anita Baker, Charlie Wilson, Michael Jackson. We be listening to, on the radio station, DeBar. We be listening to, but what happened to the Rolls Royce and Ohio Players and some of the groups that was in it, and Earth, Wind, and Fire still playing music, that DAS still played music like Earth, Wind, and Fire, and some of the songs where the oldies, where Patty Jackson plays the oldies and keep the oldies going on because of the late Butterball had established. But Philly Hot Radio, Showtime the Hype Man, I'm really trying to build, I'm looking for outside artists, outside of Philadelphia. I'm looking for groups that's in Chicago, New York City, Detroit, and Kansas City where Bloodstones is at. I'm looking for artists that is not from Philadelphia. I'm looking for a whole new trend of R&B artists and singers that are not from Philadelphia. And it's important that the artists that I'm looking for on this show. So it's important for me to what I'm doing, that what I do, it's important that what I'm doing, it's important that my artists understand what I'm talking about and how I'm trying to make this show be successful. I have talked to some other promoters and other people that's doing podcasts along with me. And it's important that he gave me some good advice. He gave me some good advice. And it's important that those who are watching me do what I do. And it's important that those who are watching me around the world, it's important that we understand that the music that we had We have lost ground when it deals with Afro American music, when it deals with the way that music should been the way that music should have been touched. Where did the music go at? And why are the radio stations and those who have bought mostly of our radio station, and we're watching the voices of the gift of singing tweet? Tyreek, outstanding job. Babyface, I like Kim. These artists are continue to work under a situation where dominant had played a major role. And dominant music has played a major role in our industry, especially in the black community, when Uptown was opened up in Philadelphia, where the Afro-American community didn't realize that at the time at the Uptown that blacks was not allowed to play at the Uptown. And I didn't realize that the Uptown up in North Philadelphia and Cecil B. Moore was a white community where white folks ran the Uptown early on, where some of the groups that was coming from Detroit, South Carolina, North Carolina, and the industries was accepting black music, where we used to buy 45 records. But because of the music in the background, the structure of recycling and not bringing unity to keep this music, we're seeing the same behaviors when it comes to local artists, when it comes to groups, when it comes to people that want to be a part of the music industry, even those who are starting a podcast radio. My name is Showtime the Hype Man. I'm trying to build a morning show, and it's important that for those who are viewing me, I'm here, but I'm looking for outside artists outside of Philadelphia. I'm looking for outside producers, that someone that not live in the city that's willing to work with Showtime the Hype Man. Even though this show is Philly Hot Radio, but we're looking to reach out to other R&B groups that are not in Philadelphia. I have a platform where we can do live interviews, where we can play your song and your music on this radio station. Social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter have allowed you to do live shows on your show. We don't realize yet how the marketing of all these social medias has helped people like me to get discovered. We're seeing people are making videos, and I'm seeing children, even my grandson, and them are doing videos with TikTok and other stuff that goes on. But adults that always been programmed to be jealous and not help a brother or a sister that's trying to make it. I had reached out and called some people to come on my show, and because I'm Showtime the Hype Man, because they don't see the way that God has allowed me to go, but it's important for me that I must understand the city that I come from, where we have not learned how to help or see somebody, they call you to ask for help. But we will criticize and judge each other. Then we got people still with the same spirit called comparing what type of show he got. So what I'm trying to say for my listeners and those who are watching me around the world YouTube channel, and along with Instagram, for those who are watching me on Instagram, where do we go with our music? It's not a lot of concerts going on. We're not seeing a lot of promotion going on. For those who will go to after party and have birthday parties, and you go to club to dance, to get a cocktail. And I want to know with the people, what are we doing? What are you doing to entertain yourself? And we went through a whole year. March is coming up in about 2 more months, where everything been shut down, but the NFL, the NBA, the National Hockey League, and soccer and boxing has been doing a great job to entertainment because they knew that it was important that the show must go on. Showtime the Hype Man would love to do a podcast live shows, bringing groups to Philly Hot Radio to perform live to our audience to know that the music is still going in the right direction. Podcasts and radio shows like me have a platform. I have a platform set up here on Philly Hot Radio. And we can accommodate a live show doing tracks, just like Don Canil and Soul Train done. I believe that we can do tracks. And any groups around the world that want to come on Philly Hot Radio, even though Soul Train was in Los Angeles, Philadelphia has a platform for outside artists that are willing to come in and not judge a man and a woman station and what I'm doing. I am looking for new artists, old artists, doesn't matter what color skin to me, brown, white, green, it doesn't matter. I have one of the biggest platforms, but the city of Philadelphia do not see the platform that I'm building. The people that I ask to come on my show don't see it because anybody come with excuses that tell me right there they don't believe in me. And I understand that. Things happen. I do understand that. But since we come from a city where they don't believe something that's going to be a rosy, that's going to smell like a rose one day for me. So my goal and my objective goal to work hard Monday to Friday on Philly Hot Radio. Showtime the Hype Man got a radio show. And also build Saturday show on Philly Hot Radio, Whistle While You Work, along with Dr. Rock on my Saturday morning show, me and Dr. Rock. But it's important for those who are watching me around the world. That's on YouTube. When you go on YouTube, go to www Philly Hot Radio. Look at this show live. I am reaching out to all the artists around the world that we can do a live interview. I can do a live interview, or you can come down and do a live show here at Philly Hot Radio. We're trying to do something during the time of the COVID-19. Showtime the Hype Man is reaching out to all celebrities, artists, actors, and those who are in movies. This is the place where it's going to take off like a rocket ship. But because of the condition that most people have never paid a close attention to what I'm trying to do as a radio host and personnel. I maybe not have all, and I have asked someone to be a person that deals with my email account, where artists that has large blogs that we can email them to come out. I had asked some people to come on my show during Monday to Friday, but they telling me they want to do their own show. And I have watched where we will sit there and think that we can duplicate. And what I read today, that nobody can duplicate me. Nobody can do what God gave me, and I cannot duplicate somebody else. I have seen how a lot of people have tried to duplicate everybody else and do the same thing. And I have watched the industry, and I have watched the way we do shows, the way we do DJs and do shows. I am an original person where nobody else's style, my style is different, it's unique, and it's a gift from God. I'm going to work hard every day. I am coming to the laboratory. I got a radio show Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 o'clock. I know that I have what it takes. I have the energy and the spirit to build the music business, to build some of the gifted stars that God has gave us with golden voices. I have the gift to reach out to musicians and those who want to be in entertainment, those who want to be in the business world, sports world. I know that I got the tools and the qualification from God. See, my qualification and my diploma and my degree comes from God. But understand that the society are used to paperwork and not looking at men and women that have talent and gift. I belong on the radio. I belong on this radio show 10 a.m. to 12 o'clock on Philly Hott Radio. Philly Hott Radio have gave me a place where I can be comfortable to be myself on Monday to Friday. And the only way that I feel that I'm going to make it on this radio show, that I reach out to artists that's outside of Philadelphia. For those who are watching me today on Instagram and YouTube, I'm looking for artists from outside of Philadelphia. New York, Baltimore, New Jersey, Wilmington, Delaware, Harrisburg, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Ohio, Detroit, St. Louis. I'm looking for artists that want to come to Philadelphia on Philly Hott Radio, do a live show, to bring some of their music and their CD. For those who like to contact me, you can go to my email. That is MikkelKeller28gmail.com. I want to repeat that again for those who are watching me on a YouTube channel. You can go on at Mikkel, M-I-K-A-L, Keller, K-E-L-L-E-R, 28gmail.com. I got a radio show. And I'm going to show up every day. It doesn't matter if nobody calls. It doesn't matter about my views. I am here learning how to be the best for what I do. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hott Radio. Whistle while you work on every Saturday morning, and I got a radio show from Monday to Friday. Showtime the Hype Man.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhottradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.
That's right. So what we're doing, we're talking about going outside the box with this radio show. I have reached out to some of the local artists in Philadelphia. We have reached out. They compare. He this. We have too much jealousy in the city where most people that are celebrities leave the city of Philadelphia. And I have found that so many people have left our city just to do their career somewhere else. And I have watched when I hear stories of other celebrities and those who had great skills but never got the opportunity in their own city where they live at. So what I'm doing to make sure that my show go the right direction, I'm going to reach out and find a way how to reach out to new artists and new stars that in other cities. And I want to bring them on my platform and introduce Philadelphia to some new stars that somewhere down South Carolina, if you watching me, call me at 484-477-6348. Those who are watching me down there in South Carolina, Virginia, down there in Mississippi, I know somebody want an opportunity to play their music and let someone, because some of the radio stations, they can't play your music. I have a radio show that I can play anybody music long as it's not copyright and it's playing on the radio at this present time till we get our license and are certified for us to play any type of music. But in the meanwhile, that we all can grow together that's in this business. It's important for me, for what I'm doing, that I continue to show up. And don't look to the left, don't look to the right. Always look straight forward. Because it's important that I'm here every day learning my gift from God. I know this is a gift from God. And I know that I have texted some of my friends and that tells me that they're busy, but I'm always there to listen to somebody else's story. But when I ask them to do something for me, it seems like I can't find. So that tells you what type of people that we really deal with in this world. I have always was willing to help somebody, but when my turn comes, it's nobody to help me. And that's okay. And I understand that they don't believe in what I believe in. That's okay. I'm a dreamer. I'm a risk taker. Because the city that I come from, or quote, I'm not making a lot of money and I'm not bringing large superstars to my show or even someone with a name to come on my show. It ain't about my age. I have a youth spirit. So we're going to work harder and harder and harder and out hustle those who are watching me. I just want to do amazing thing, and I just want to show the world that I got a story. And how I came on Philly Hott Radio when no one was willing to come and help. So I know that God is going to see my faith in what I'm doing. Boy, my faith is so strong here today. I know that I can do it, but I need ordinary people like y'all watching me on Instagram. And it's important that, you know, what I'm doing, that I take heed for what I'm doing. So this was a good show. So I'm not going to stay. We just want to thank everybody that came on, those who are on Instagram, those who are on the YouTube channel. I hope that I said something today that was positive. I hope I said something today that maybe for those who are watching, I want to thank Miss Hope for tuning in to watch. Did a live interview with her, a producer and a promoter that was doing shows, and because of her finance situation, she got bankrupt that she had to stop doing shows. So I want to thank my audience. I want to thank everybody. I got a radio show. And I know that in time, this radio show gonna take off one day. So I want to thank my audience. I want to thank everybody that tuned in to watch me today. We're going to be doing a lot of more great stuff. So you have a great day. So we have about a minute. For those who like to call up, you can call up at 484-477-6348. Again, 477-6348.
I think it's time for us to settle down, but it's all
good morning. This is Showtime, the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya!